wanted to go live and show you my weekly rotation for sure. It's a little bit late in the evening, so really late night, but maybe some of you or my American friends are still wake up or there and ready to see what I wore. Yeah, sorry that I couldn't really film this, but guys, this microphone and my whole setup when it comes to live was not working now for a week or two, so I couldn't record anything. I'm really sorry for that, but I will try to keep you updated about my weekly rotation from now on soon, and I fixed my microphone, so I think it will work. So guys, like I said, I hope you're all doing great. I hope spring arrived a bit wherever you are in the world. Here in Cologne last week, it was quite a mix of wintry weather still, and we had some kind of spring days, to be honest. So yeah, let's start this list off with a new fragrance in my collection that I just can't stop wearing these days, and I think it's just such a gorgeous scent year round, but also now in springtime it's gorgeous, guys. We're talking about Figuier Noir by the beautiful house of Houbigant, and this fragrance is for me the smoothest fig fragrance I've ever smelled. I accidentally got a sample of this beautiful fragrance, yeah, with another fragrance, and I went through it, loved it, and then I decided to get a whole bottle, guys, because I couldn't stop wearing the sample, and I can't stop wearing this. It is super green, super masculine. It is not your typical milky kind of thick fragrance that yeah, that you know. This one is really green, really spicy, really natural smelling, and also smells like the earth, right? It's not just the fruit. It is a black fig in here. You have the green leaves of the fig, and you have a candied fig at the back, and then you have the spicy fougere kind of feeling to it. It's a mix of a fig fragrance that you know and a fougere. Hi, Adrian. Or, yeah, Adrian. Nice that you join us. So, guys, this one, I can highly recommend you trying a sample if you like fig in general. And maybe you know, if you follow my channel, that I also really enjoy, for example, Gris Chanel Extrait or Gris Chanel de Eau de Parfum. But this one is just a bit more masculine, and it's really appropriate now for spring, and I think also for summertime this will be gorgeous. So guys, don't sleep on this one. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's super worth it because here the quality is on point, I think. Figuier Noir on Monday. Last Monday I wore this. To be honest with you, I also wore this on Tuesday evening when I went out with my girlfriend because I'm just in love, guys. I'm just in love. I tell you that. But on Tuesday, for like my studio time where I have to work, yeah, where I have to yeah, deal with clients. Of course, I wanted to have another scent in on, and I went with Daniel Josier's Ambre Tabak, guys. This fragrance is also really nice. Such a soft tobacco fragrance that smells a bit like Christmas for me. I just can't stop wearing this this winter time. It is an apple cinnamon gorgeousness. I'm not the biggest fan of gourmand fragrances in general, but guys, this one is another level. This one is great because it's so well done that it's super clean smelling also, and it has a really masculine traditional vibe to it. Some people that in the studio mentioned, not on Tuesday, but back last year when I first wore this, they said that this reminds them of cologne their father used to wear my father didn't wear cologne like this, but I still think it's just such a great fragrance, guys. And for the price, I think I got this 50 ml for 70, 80 euros here in Germany. Of course, depends where you live, but guys, and depends on the climate where you live, guys. But if you have like a normal winter, this one is great and has beautiful longevity. It smells super addictive to me, and I can't stop wearing it. And I'm using it as much as I can because I know warmer days will come. So Daniel Josier's Ambre Tabak on Tuesday. Sorry, Leslie, I can't speak French, but okay, so you prefer it more on girls or women, or is it right? I don't know. Tell me, try if someone can tell me what Leslie said, or maybe Leslie, you are a woman. Sorry. So I saw a lot of women also raving about it and finding it really attractive. And for example, women that I showed it to really loved it too. Should I continue or first? I have a question and it's off topic, but no, many people speak. What do you think about Prada fragrance after they moved from Prick to France? I still think Prada is a great house in general. Maybe let's me continue and then answer some questions, if you don't mind, because then I'm in the flow and then we can still chat, guys. But I'm really grateful for every comment, of course. If you have any questions, I will answer every one of them after after I'm finished. So on Wednesday, it was one of these more warmer days that came around. And guys, this fragrance, I'm a sucker for vetiver, and this fragrance, if you don't like Terre d'Hermès or a little bit more mature fragrances, you should try this one. Dunhill's Icon. I wore this again. And this is, for me, the definition of a great cheapie. I think this fragrance is just outstanding for the price. And I love the grapey facet of this fragrance. I love how they made Neroli really modern here. It is such a outstanding smell and a really recognizable smell. I really love how this combines a sweeted tooth with a fresh fragrance. It's really modern. It's really urban. It feels really young for me personally, and really British in a way. I mean, it's Dunhill. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think this is great, and I like to wear fragrances like this in the springtime because I think it's an amazing fragrance, and I think spring is just great for vetiver in general, guys. And so this one was my choice on Wednesday. Just had to go to the studio and met some friends afterwards, and I reapplied this fragrance. And there are a lot of people liking this fragrance. I'm really curious about that. But this one is great, guys. If you want a cheaper fragrance, try this one. Dunhill's Icon. Encre Noir, just short question so I can answer it. Encre Noir, I'm not the biggest fan, no. I like it's a little bit too smoky. I don't like vetiver when it's too smoky, but in general, I think vetiver is one of the most beautiful woody and mature and sophisticated woody notes you can wear. So and I think it's great what they did. I think the new Encre Noir, the blue one that I tried, that was quite nice. That was quite nice. And I think I will just answer you, Adrian, now because it's a little bit off topic, yeah, but I think it doesn't make. I'm just a little bit afraid of reformulations again. That's all I wanted to say. I have big respect for the whole of Prada. I think they made a great job in general. With their fragrances, they always stay true to their DNA, they made the best soapy fragrances for men and women. Okay, woman, you can say Narciso Rodriguez is also good in designer room, but for me, they just an absolutely great Italian house that I really appreciate, and I just hope that it stays the same. I just hope it stays the same. That's all I can say. I have a lot of Prada fragrances, and I love them, and I hope it will stay like that. No Tom Ford or stuff going on there. I hope. I always hope, but then I get disappointed. Okay, let's get your questions a bit in, and then I continue. Thoughts on Dior Sauvage Elixir? I think it is a great masculine fragrance. I think it's the best Dior Sauvage. It's the signature scent of my best friend, and I really like it on him. But because of that, I can't really wear it that much because it always reminds me of him. But from time to time, I wear it, and I think it's great. It has good longevity, good protection, and I think you really feel Maison Francisco Jean's hand on it because it is really creative in a way. I think it's a really creative take on Dior Sauvage. It started Elixirs. We will have a Elixir in this list here too, and I think it's one of the best of them. So I think it's great, and it's good value for money because it's super monstrous. You need my best friend, just wears it with one spray or two, and I can smell him the whole day or night when we go out. Which do you think is better, Tom Ford, Grey Vetiver, or that is hard. Okay, I think I'm a big fan of Grey Vetiver. It's actually a fragrance that I want to wear this week, tomorrow, or the day after. I don't know when. That's why I would always go with Tom Ford Grey Vetiver. I think it's really classy, elegant, and a really soapy. It's a soapy vetiver that is easy to wear. So continuing with Thursday, when is it? Yeah, Thursday, which was also really warm. I think this was a wonderful day, and this fragrance is for me the epitome of a warm spring day. For the daytime, I love to wear this Gentle Fluidity Silver, this little bottle here that I got. And yeah, what can I say, guys? I always like this fragrance so much when I wear it. I think the juniper berries in here make this so unique in a way. And for me, it has a masculine side to it, while also smelling great on women. I've decanted this for two female friends of mine, and I gifted my mother also a sample, and I smelled it on her, and it was also really great. So it's just a chameleon fragrance, and it's always really nice and super fresh and super long lasting. That's why I really enjoy this fragrance. I think, yeah, and for me, this crisp cooling effect, of course, it's always also really nice in the summertime. But for me, it is a fragrance that I really enjoy when the sun comes out in the springtime and you want something a little bit invigorating and refreshing. Then I go with this fragrance, and I love this one on Thursday. And it's so strong in a way; it just lingers in the air around you. You just feel that it's a fresh fragrance, and then after 8 hours, you can still smell it, and that's great. And that's really great. And so it's a niche fragrance, of course, but this one is really, really good and super easy to wear. Gentle Fluidity Silver on Thursday. Are you talking about the longevity of this Gentle Fluidity Silver, or are you talking about Elixir? But you're right. It's a really smart purchase, and I think it is a good bang for a buck. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but nowadays I think you can get it for 100 euros and stuff. And then I think Elixir is way better than any Sauvage, to be honest. Still, a client. No, yeah, it's a client. It's a client of mine. Always wears the Parfum version, and I also really enjoy this one on him. I just don't like it to wear it myself, but Also, the parfum is quite nice, but Elixir is way better for me personally. And if you're talking about this one, the longevity is around, yeah, like I said, 8 hours, 9 hours, and then I can still detect it with like 4 sprays. Great, great. Also for high heat, I think this is such an easy to wear, yeah, such an easy wear as a fragrance. So continue with Friday. Friday was a bit special because I knew that in the evening time I wanted to meet up with some friends, and I always try to get a fragrance that I can wear for the studio time when I still have to work, and then for nighttime and reapply it. And guys, this fragrance, I mean, it's a fragrance that I have in my collection for 2 years now. It gets better and better from every wearing Guerlain's L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum. And you see the color is really, really deep brown now. I don't know what it is with Guerlain fragrances, guys, but also the Eau de Toilette. Um, as the more you give them time to to stand on your shelf, the better they get. And this fragrance, guys, is so leathery now, super leathery, and a cherry leather that is so gorgeous, so elegant. And I think Guerlain is such a great house, guys. I always say they're not really designer fragrance designer house anymore. For me, they're more like niche, and they make niche quality. And this fragrance also really high end, really classy smelling, but also quite playful. This fragrance. So yeah, Adrian, I hope I'm glad you like it too. Um, yeah, you see, I don't know what it is, but for example, I gifted this to my best friend for his birthday last year, and I smelled it on him, and it was not that leathery and like deep and dense like this one. So I really appreciate Guerlain for making fragrances that you can let them rest, and then they're even better than before, and that's a great thing, I think. So yeah, and I really enjoyed this one. I got a lot of good reactions on this day. Also in the studio, one client said that this smells really gorgeous, and then in the nighttime also a friend of mine gave me a compliment. So I think this is just a good fragrance in general, and it always brings me back to memories smelling this fragrance, because it was one of the fragrances I wore when I first met my girlfriend. So will always have a place in my heart and in my collection for sure. And on Saturday, I had to run groceries and stuff, and I had to, yeah, to do things that you have to do in life. So, and in the evening, I went with my girlfriend to the cinema to Poor Things. I don't know if you've seen the movie with Emma Stone. Really disturbing in a good way. So that's all I want to say about this. I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to wear this again. I think this is great. I love the whole of Comme des Garçons. This is Wonderwood by Comme des Garçons, and this fragrance is one of the most beautiful woody, spicy fragrances I know. That is also airy and a little bit incensey in a way. This fragrance just makes me happy. I love Florienthal. It's my favorite fragrance of Comme des Garçons. The only downside is that you can't really let them that you have to lay them down. But guys, this fragrance is super underrated. It is very masculine. It is quite airy. You have this incense that keeps it fresh, like with Florienthal, and then you have this gorgeous wood. You have just woods on woods on woods, but made in the perfect way. This one is just a perfect woody fragrance. It really makes a statement, but it's more like it's not a punch in your face or like filling a room. It's more like something that is on your skin and developing. And still, I once wore this and reapplied this before going out with my girlfriend, and she said the whole room smells like you, Paul. So maybe it's stronger than I can feel it on my skin, but for me, it is moderate but great smelling. I think this is a great, really masculine smell, and I really enjoyed it. I reapplied it before we went to cinema, and I think it's gorgeous. Wonderwood by Comme des Garçons. Great fragrance. By the way, guys, if someone has any experience with Ormond Jane, please let me know, because I just ordered a sample of Ormond Jane Man, and also I wanted to have Montabaco Intensivo, I think, but I really have to think about it, and it's really hard to sample here in Germany. Why ever? But I want to sample it before I buy. But if you have any suggestions when it comes to Ormond Jane, please let me know. Yeah, that's all I want to say about this. And on Sunday, guys, I met the parents of my girlfriend, and I was a little bit brave because I wore a fragrance that it is going up in the charts when it comes to my fragrances. It's one that is quite new in my collection still, Gucci Guilty Elixir. I told you that an Elixir is in this list. And this fragrance is just the clean brother of Amouage Reflection Man for me. It is everything that I didn't like about Amouage Reflection Man is gone with this fragrance. It really smells like you just cleaned up the whole DNA, made it a bit more masculine, even more masculine, spicy, and a little bit more synthetic smelling, because it's a Quentin Bisch fragrance. They always have that synthetic vibe that is really positive. When I say synthetic, it's not a negative thing here. And yeah, here's no exception. I really, really enjoy this one. I think this is really brave to make a fragrance like this nowadays. I think this is because we were talking about Elixir and Dior Sauvage Elixir. I think when it comes to quality, this fragrance is the best Elixir, because it is the most high-end smelling fragrance. It smells like a niche fragrance. You can argue Dior Sauvage Elixir also smells like a niche fragrance, but for me, the quality is on point. It is a great smelling fragrance. The only downside is really, guys, the presentation is, I mean, the bottle, okay, but the sprayer is a joke, to be honest with you, because I think in my spring list, I mentioned this fragrance, and I mentioned that I wanted to just reapply here, really like here, and the sprayer is so bad that it sprayed into my mouth. I don't know how this can happen. Never had happened with any other fragrance, but that is a shame. But still, guys, the juice is great, and I really enjoyed it. It is, yeah, it is quite a controversial fragrance. I didn't get any reaction from the family of my girlfriend. They're a little bit conservative, so it was a little bit brave to wear this, but I like it, and yeah, I had a great night. We ate some pizza and had a beer. So great, great to enjoy moments like this with this fragrance. I really like it now, because I think it gets a little bit too dense for like warmer weather in general. I think then it's a little bit too much. Yeah, it's really tasty. I was feeling really good after tasting this fragrance. I don't know. I was thinking about this because I'm living here in Cologne, right? And this is the city where the eau de cologne was first invented. And we went to the store last year. My girlfriend got me like a workshop that I could make my own cologne, and he told me that back in the days in Cologne, you were like drinking cologne or the eau de cologne, the 4711, if you don't feel good. So because there's alcohol in there, not because of that, because they're just natural ingredients in there. But I couldn't really believe it, and so when I got this in my mouth, I was like, okay, this is synthetic, and I think it's not that natural. I don't know how good it is for my body. But yeah, back in the days, guys, the time was different, so I think no problem. yeah, then yeah, it's good for everything. I think really. Also, it's really funny here in Cologne. It's really a thing. I mean, maybe you know, it wasn't the first. They really didn't invented it because there was Farina, which is like the house that invented the eau de cologne, and then someone stole it from them, and they called themselves 4711. But for example, my grandma here in Cologne always had like such a big bottle. Like I think it was almost like 2 liters, or I don't know. It was ridiculously big in her bathroom. Just after washing your hands and stuff, you just reapply it. Like back in the days, eau de cologne or eau de toilette, right? You just go there, do your business, and then you refresh yourself. So back in the days, it was a little bit different. But I always enjoyed the smell of 4711. And to this day, whenever I smell it, it reminds me of my grandma. So that's a great thing. So yeah, that's about it for me. When do you have any questions? Big ones like a big ball of yeah, it's great. You can't get enough. I mean, it's so fleeting. Of course, an eau de cologne is mostly fleeting, but the 4711s are really fleeting as well. Also, mine, I made, like I said, I made a workshop so I could make my own cologne, and I let it rest now for like 4 months, 5 months on my shelf. But still, it is super fleeting. But my girlfriend made a really nice one for herself. Um, it was way better than me, maybe because she didn't think about it too much, and then she just invented a really nice, fresh, little bit like flower bouquet, but it is also just a fresh fragrance. It's really nice for herself, and from time to time she wears it, and I really enjoy it. Mine is not that good, to be honest with you. But still, it's a great thing, guys. If you have the opportunity to make like a workshop, yeah, then do it because it's a great gift also. Yeah, and if you want me on the channel, like always, guys, if you have anything that you want me to test for you guys, or any idea of videos, you will see a really on Thursday. My next video will be like about fragrances for life, but a lot of them. So 25 fragrances for life, I think, will be the name. Hope you're looking forward to that. It was quite an effort to just think about, because if you just have to see my fragrance collection is too big these days. I have like over 120 bottles, full bottles. So it's really hard to find 25 fragrances that you could just keep if you have to get rid of the rest. But I think it's really interesting, and it's really interesting how new fragrances come in to that rotation, and also a lot of older fragrances or laughs or masterpieces just stay in there forever. I mean, there are fragrances that I just don't want to be without anymore. Maybe, guys, if you have, you can tell me what are your fragrances that you can't live without anymore. I think this is really hard, but this comes really close, in my opinion, for me these days. Figuier Noir, because it is, yeah. I mean, what can I say? Living without is really, yeah. It sounds so dramatic, but for me, there are just these fragrances that makes me super, super happy. And this is one of them. I think I just love Fig. Fig and Orange Blossom are two of my favorite ingredients in perfumes. And of course, lavender. Lavender. It's also really, really nice. So, yeah, discontinued gems are, of course, a little bit harder to find. I guess you know Sandland's channel then. because Sandland is also like collecting all that discontinued stuff. I really enjoy his channel because when there's one thing that I don't like about our fragrance community, and I'm really sorry, is like the mainstream YouTubers are a little bit just too techy for me when it comes to like discount code and stuff. You don't feel the passion too much, and that's what I don't like about a fragrance community when it gets too much into like just buying. So also there I made a video about what I learned in my fragrance journey so far, and I think this is one of them that is just like, yeah, really be patient, guys, and really collect with sample first and then collect fragrances to really enjoy. But okay, I'm really curious, Adrian, which is from all this discontinued fragrance also, which is your favorite fragrance? What would you say is your go-to? And greetings to UK. Yeah, okay. Really nice to see you that you're new on this channel. Adrian, really check them out. I mean, I don't talk about discontinued fragrances so much, but I always try to make like content that is true, honest. Sorry, that is honest and that is a little bit different to the mainstream because I'm not that of a mainstream guy when it comes to fragrances. Of course, in the beginning, like every one of us, I used to wear and rock fragrances, and to this day, of course, sometimes I'm in the mood for just a fresh fragrance that is great. But nowadays, I'm more like a how you say enthusiast or like a connoisseur. And I think you were too, because I mean discontinued jams are really nice. One I don't know if it is it discontinued these days. The one discontinued fragrance my father still rocks, and I know that you can still get the normal Bulgari Pour, but he's rocking Bulgari Pour Extreme, and I got a bottle here for me, and I really enjoy this one. I mean, it's from the 90s, I think. Yeah, I'm speaking about Jeremy, and I don't think that Jeremy is the real reason for it because I met him. He made like vocals, no vocals. He was recording stuff for his show at my studio, um, but the mainstream, and also, for example, Demi Rowling is also quite mainstreamy, but I still think she wants to sell, but I can appreciate her taste because she has quite good taste, even if I think that she's a little bit too much of a um, how you say niche snob these days. But still, I think her content is better than, for example, Monica Zioch. I don't know. I don't like her. I don't like curly fragrance. I don't curly. There's one. There's two. The Spanish girl that I like more, and there's like the the Dutch girl. I think it's curly fragrance or something like that. And I think she's making panty dropper videos every 2 weeks. So I don't know about that. But I mean, it's our it's yeah, the time that we live in. So there are people that like that, and they can of course do whatever they want, but it's just not something that I enjoy watching. So I rather like to wear for example, Scent J. It's really nice in Germany. Really enjoy his channel. um really enjoy Sandland's channel, to be honest with you. And there are a few others that I really enjoy. Of course, the Fragrance Guy. I mean, he's one of the best known fragrance enthusiasts. I think Max 40 sometimes also quite good. I think still, but he's also quite quite mainstreamy. But maybe that is just the case if you have a lot of followers, you may always get a little bit mainstreamy. So I appreciate fragrance heads that are a little bit different. Like I said, Sandland, for example, I really enjoy his content because he tries to make videos that are like related also from nature and stuff to the fragrance he's talking about, and also try to get a personal thing. For example, I also try to make this whole my whole channel a little bit more personal, because I want to get you guys to the studio and show you the rooms there. Maybe this week, maybe I will try to make it this week when when no client is there or not too much colleagues, and maybe I make a live from there, or I want to show you a little bit around the city and maybe talk about fragrances while doing that. So I have a lot of ideas also to make a little bit more personal and not always make not the same videos, but show you the same room where I'm living at. So you get a little bit more of the feeling here that we have here in in Cologne. So because even if we have not not the most beautiful city, we have gorgeous people in this city, and I think a lot of history. So that's what I absolutely enjoy about this. We have really chilled German people here, which is not not normal, I would say. So, guys, do you have any more questions or something to ask me? Or otherwise, I will go offline. And then it was a really short live, to be honest with you, but still, I really enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed my weekly rotation. And like I said, I will try to get you into the studio next time. Maybe not for my weekly rotation, because then I have to get all these fragrances with me to to the studio. That would be a little bit ridiculous, but still, I want to show you where I'm working and show you a little bit around. And I try to make this a normal. Every Monday, I try to go online. I know today is Tuesday, but I try to keep it like regular, that I keep you all updated. And like always, I'm of course curious what you wore the last couple of days. So tell me in the comments below here in this video or wherever. And like I said, on Thursday, new video online. And yeah, it was really nice chatting with you, seeing you. And Adrian, hope you enjoy my content. So guys, it was really nice to chat with you, Adrian. Keep up. And good night, and see you next time. Like I said, I try to go online or live every Monday now, just for my weekly rotation and just to do a little bit of chatting. I really enjoy connecting with you guys, like always. See you. Bye bye.